All right, recording. All right, and hello, Lippy. Lippy, welcome. All right. Oh, it's Ned. All right, here we go. Okay. So I have this here partially done. It's like a drawing from a previous semester from a previous student, and this is some of what I was demonstrating yesterday, how to do these kinds of things. Trying to get a tracing done quickly so I could have a clean one. I might have to just quickly transfer this, but let's see. Yeah, I can see I need my a few edges still here. All right. Okay. Maybe I'll just transfer this in reverse. Keep it simple. My horizon line there. Horizon line up there. Cabinet, oh, let's see, wall cabinets, lower cabinet, sink, island, fridge. Maybe I'll transfer that hood over the island and put a cooktop down there. All right, so that's pretty good. Let me grab another sheet of paper. Sorry, I hope to have all this ready by 7 o'clock, but you know, things happen. From down here. Some of this copy paper. Okay. So you can see there's my kitchen. What's going on with my camera here? Okay. All right, so one of the things that I worked on yesterday, let's build up the way the flooring is done. Um, I think I'll just need to. I need another couple of minutes to. This. I'm going to transfer my kitchen backward to save a little bit of time, but I don't need to ink it. Just transfer this to the sheet below. That'll make things simpler, and I can start from a fresh drawing. Can't really show you how to create that. It's stuff that's partially finished very easily. All right, so my refrigerator is going to be over here. Transferring. Okay, good. Okay, we got a little bit of a variance here. With the meeting up of the edges of my window, I'm just going to choose one and use it and make it look right. Okay, this scribble pressure doesn't have to be neat because I've just got one line on the other side of it. Oops, almost there. Careful not to tear through the paper. I really just want to get enough of it so that I can see where everything's supposed to be and then redraw. Okay. So, just have a make sure I can locate my vanishing point. Not really sure where the one is on the right, but I can make it close. Okay, that was not so bad. So you can do this for a drawing assignment. Can't do this in design where you just reverse the floor plan. Nice if you could sometimes. That's kind of close, but not. Well, make this close enough. Oh, hate that.
Duffy.
Is that Cassandra?
It's Annie. Hi.
Oh, hi, Annie.
Hey, I just got here because I was in another class.
Hmm.
What are you going over right now?
Right now, what I'm doing is I was trying to get this done before we met. I found I left a bunch of stuff at school, like drawings and markers and pencils. So I've got a lot of I've got stuff here I can use as replacements, probably for most things, if not everything. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm just making a fresh drawing so that I can demonstrate from the beginning some of the stuff I did yesterday. So that's what I'm doing.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yep. Okay. All right. Just about there. Make this good enough. All right, and then my horizon line somewhere right here. And I think for my window, I'm just going to choose this over here. Here. There. Okay. So, all right, so one thing I want to do, excuse me, Elliot. Hey, it's okay. Sorry about that. You can come back. All right, well, he's gone. All right, so if I have hardwood flooring in here, you can put in some light marks to show the division of the boards. If you wanted to have this, this, don't need that like that. Need to tear this off. So I can stay in the frame better. That's better. Okay. All right. Okay, so if I have hardwood flooring, you could get really even divisions of the boards by projecting it from the plan, which means you would have to measure out probably, I mean, I think the boards are often like, what, 4 inches wide? Let's see. In my place, though, in my place are 2¼ inches wide. So you're not going to really project 2¼ inches wide. This is a case where you're going to approximate the appearance of the divisions in the flooring. So if I'm approximating, my vanishing point is over here. Hey, quit it. I'm working. Yeah. Oh, yes. So you don't have to draw everything. If you're going to approximate it, you could make them closer, like make them look like they're thinner, closer together. But if I do something like this, you start to get the picture of what this is, yes? Can you see it?
Yes.
I can see it.
Good. All right. Oh, I'm missing I neglected one very important edge over here for that. Okay. Yeah, we would also have a little bit of flooring showing over here. Farther to the right, the board width would appear to be closer together. But this is just kind of a suggestion. The ends of the boards would go to the right vanishing point. So it happens, I see this where all of the boards are like and it's just like, looks like the flooring is on a weird slant. Right angles go to vanishing points. So if these are receding from you going to that vanishing point, there's another one way over here on the right. The ends of the boards would be going, so you can even approximate, as long as you approximate it closely enough, and just do a few of them, you're good. Okay, the board length often varies in hardwood flooring, so you don't necessarily put it down as a pattern. I think it looks better and more natural if you just put down something that looks like that. Okay. For color, Jesus, what am I going to do for color? Well, I'm going to do color. Flooring can be, hardwood flooring can be stained. Just about, you can sand it and stain it if it's like a pine or, you can, like, oak doesn't take stain very well. But depending on flooring, I've seen a lot of new construction, people like use in like what I would assume is an expensive new construction. They use pine and then they stain it with something. And pine is a really soft wood, and pine wears away really quickly. And I used to. Well, anyway, I have seen hardwood flooring in places that cost a lot of money, where the flooring, where they think that it's actually not hardwood flooring because they use pine, and it's really soft and like this, like it's got a lot of soft grain that wears away really quickly. So the floor ended up looking pretty bad. So don't use pine. If someone's trying to use pine for wood flooring, tell them no. Okay. So one of the things I talked about yesterday is the importance of just working like building this up. If I use a gray, some of these are just so dark. Everything's, it's funny how like these colors always just seem, oh, that's dead. They always they're like zero. Not even gonna work. Can we see this? All right, well, show you a little bit more. I'm gonna put a vertical mark, light mark in the floor here, in the floor here, and then definitely right there. I'm just preparing that for where I put some reflection. I'm going to make this daylight outside the window. This is going to be brighter right below the window. Reflections go straight down into the surface of the floor. If it's got a reflective surface, then you're going to have like whatever's sitting on the floor is going to be reflected straight down into the floor. So I'm going to lighten this a little bit before I put the color down, because I just need to see a suggestion of where the boards are. You can always just do the marker and then come back later with do some board, draw the boards on top after the fact. Okay. I think what I want to do is use my grays. I don't know. Thrown off because of my don't have the.
Can I ask a quick question, Duffy,
Yes.
about the markers? Yesterday in class, I think you were saying something about this, but is there a marker brand comparable to the Copic markers?
Yeah. I would say. So I was talking about this. The Blick and Michaels have both come out with markers that are meant as an imitation of the Copic markers.
Mhm.
And I haven't used them, but I know students have used them, and so they've told me that they think they're pretty good.
Okay.
So you can use
I
them.
actually have some of the dupes of the Copic markers.
Yeah.
What is the
I
name of the brand for it?
bought them from the one that I have is called Master's Touch.
Okay.
And I think they are a little cheaper than.
Yeah. They're still not cheap.
I got them from I looked at the side of them because I actually bought them from a classmate of mine who only barely used them, so she let me buy them off of her. But yeah, on the side of one of the markers it says $5.99, so they are still quite expensive.
Yeah.
But I think they work good.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a few of the Copic markers as well.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. They're
Thank you.
yeah. That's there are a lot of brands of marker, and you can spend a lot of money on these things. That's why I recommend you learn how to mix colors so that you don't have to buy so many of them. Where's that trace go over here? Yeah, so it's kind of hard to get away from the fact that these things cost some money. So the Prismacolor brand has like a really big chunky end on it, which is can be kind of hard to use. I don't know if I even have any. I used to. Okay, so I put in this light bit of reflection here. Let's see this. So I still have some of my old Tria markers that are spectacular. They still work just fine. It's so strong. Well, you know what? We're gonna have a nice. I want to see if this works. Oh my God. Yeah, this is like really. Oh, all right. I'm gonna settle down. Still happens to me. I worry I'm gonna screw something up. So one thing I think I probably should be thinking about here is the direction of my marker. Even if I just like this looks hellish. It's because I'm not approaching it confidently. I want this to be solid, so I'm just gonna like go for it and just not let myself get caught up trying to do two things at once. So to get the marker to go down solid, the best way is to keep the marker in contact with the paper and just keep it moving. Oh wow, that's strong. Yeah, okay. Well, I guess that's what I'm getting. Oh, I'm sure I can fix this. And usually fix just about everything. Yeah. So, well,
So is it basically just like quick strokes in the direction of like wherever the board's going?
yes. Actually, that would be like, quick strokes in the direction of the board usually works really well. Sometimes you just have to, like, if I want to make this, like this area down here solid, I need to keep the marker down. And just keep it moving. So one of the things that you want with marker rendering is to match the color correctly. And that's first. So if this is the color of the hardwood flooring, we're going to say this is the color of the flooring I'm using. Then this, I want to just sort of block this in solid. If I'm going to like have a little extra like reflection, pull a little bit of that down. Okay, it's too soon to be drawing my reflections. Flooring, what I think I want to do here is
And the layering of just like more layers of the marker are what creates the darker color and the shadows.
yes. So
Okay.
like if I have, depending on the color of my cabinets, and if this is a reflective hardwood floor, I will everything sitting on it will be reflected down in it, and this is a really clunky looking toe kick. Not sure how that happened.
Duffy, I have a quick question.
Okay.
Did you initially draw the color down from the back counter vertically because you're showing shadow from that counter?
But I know that I'm going to get reflection here, so that's
Okay.
why I started doing it downward.
Got it.
I think,
Thanks.
I think I should have just carefully filled it in. And so one of the reasons I'm leaving this white is because I want to be able to produce the appearance of glare from the exterior light here. Let me see. Get a little bit of a, yeah, see, if you draw white, the nice thing with these, like with like a darker opaque layer of marker, is that the white pencil will show up on top of it. And then I can start to, I can draw some of these like, Okay. I'm tempted to fill this in because I think that the floor here, now that I see it, doesn't look so horrible. Okay. I'm going to come back to my floor. My countertop, I want to be like this grayish, warm gray color. I'm going to fill it in solid. Oof, man, these old trio markers are strong. Hey. I want to be quick here so that I don't get, if the layer dries. If I let it dry, then I go back over it, you're going to get it'll show like a lap mark where the two like layers overlap. Okay. Huh, that's okay. Not bad. Gray countertop here. So let's set aside like there's going to be like a reflection right there. I think maybe white cabinets. Okay, just approximate the door divisions. Did I just cross the diagonal of the big rectangle here, put it in the middle, and then approximate the middle there. Okay. Sir, you're there. Okay, and my vertical lines are not straight. Okay. Oh, that is a bad sound. Also, not dead. Well, sorry, my appeared to have left all this stuff at school. Nope, it will not be any better. Darn it, I'm kind of a little bit limited here. All right, well, I was going to try to make these look like they're white, in which case, I mean, they kind of do. You would really, like a white surface, you would use your lightest marker and just put a little bit of like either shadow or reflection, like this, if this is like a dull reflection on that surface. That's about all you can do. I mean, you can't draw white on it. You don't, I mean, like your paper's already white, so you just use the paper to be the white. I don't want to really make them dark because this flooring is kind of dark. Yeah.
How would you do it if using black cabinets?
Black cabinets. Oh, I like it. This is a bold choice, Hope.
I like black, so
All right. Well, you got it. Black. So with a smaller area, I'm going to use a smaller nib here. Honestly, I think I would just go over the whole thing and make it solid, like make it black. You would get reflections. So if you're doing these like cabinet doors like this, you can do them all just like you can do like one door at a time. Put the toe kick in down there. Or you could do the whole section. And hopefully I can still see where my pencil line went. Yeah, I can. That's good. So I'm going to, as much as I can, make the marker strokes go in the direction of the surface. My pencil lines are sharp. The graphite is showing through. I want to be careful and don't overdo it. Now, if this is black here, if I have a window here, it's going to be brighter. But I think I'm going to have to come back and add white to it. And that might be something that you just leave really bright, but I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I think the black is actually kind of nice. Then over here, keep on going with black.
how would you add white to that?
So with the very dark marker colors, the white pencil will go down over it.
Okay.
So I'll show you in just a second.
Okay.
So I want to have the so like white edges here.
I assume you could use the white also if you wanted to add handles.
Yes. So like if you had like that. Oh, that's pretty small. Yeah,
Yeah, I can see that.
something like that. And then
Mhm.
here, just do a little bit of that there. I think I would probably come back here with some black colored pencil and clean this up a little bit. I also want to see the bottom of the cabinet door here so I can separate it from the toe kick. And that's decent. I think
That's great.
yeah. So just a little, and you know, if it's a reflective surface and there's a little bit of glare on it, you know, you might have like a just kind of brush some white up from the bottom like that, and give it just a little bit more detail. Yeah, I think that needs to be bothering me right there. A little awkward corner with the toe kick where it's kind of hard to differentiate. Put it back. Yeah, that's good. That's acceptable. I also might add a little black pencil to deepen it a little bit, or just like go over with another layer of black. And I'm trying to keep it. I want to keep it from looking flat. So I'm not just doing it like another layer of black right over the whole thing. I'm going from the top. I'm making it darker at the top, lighter down toward the floor, and my reasoning is that the floor is lighter and would be reflecting a little bit back onto the surface of the cabinet. Yep. So that's okay. That is okay. I think I might want to just clean this up, make these edges more definite. Okay. Pretty good. Now it's starting to look a little better to me. This is my color for the countertop there. Let's see. Well, you know, I can just come here and do my black surface on the island. And if I'm going to fill in a large area, you go back and forth. Just keep it moving. Try to make sure it stays parallel to the vertical edge in case I do get some lap marks. So, one thing we did in class yesterday is I made copies using the photocopier down the hall, and so your classmates could practice. You might try like sketching out some of these objects, like a big rectangular block of the island, on a separate piece of paper and practice doing the rendering of it. Come back here, clean up that edge. If you want, you could use a straight edge here. There. Ooh, that's nice. That looks nice and solid. So, and I added this
I
top.
like that a lot.
Hey, space. This table gets so crowded with stuff sometimes. Hey. All right, good. I think I can crop this somewhere here. Okay. Back in there. I think this this little edge here looks a little bit tentative, so I'm going to have to decide. I think I'm going to make those cabinets with the cabinets up against the wall. Bring them in a little more so I can make a little bit of an overhang for that countertop on the island. Good. Good. Okay. All right, so I'll figure out. I want to actually kind of want to leave a light edge here. So if I'm going to stick, there's light coming in from this window. Want a little glare. Prismacolor white pencil on its side, on this like the side of the point. And then fade that a little bit. And just put a little bit of what looks like glare on that surface. That's pretty good. That I would, that you would probably do with any dark color. I demonstrated also like a wooden color cabinet, cherryish color. There. Let's think for a second. Yeah. Yes, what is it? Come over here. Elliot always sounds like he's in danger when he just wants me for something. What is this? Yeah. I feel I was starting to drift the wrong angle. Hey, not bad. Okay. So with something like wood, you don't need to, especially at that scale, something that's that far from the viewer, you don't really need to worry about something like grain. You need to worry mostly about color and then light and dark. So if you can layer this, this marker that I'm using is an old Tria marker, and they layer pretty well. Like if you put another layer on it, it'll darken it. You just get a darker version of that same color. The Copic markers and others don't seem to layer as well. They don't change as much when you layer them. But I can just like do this kind of a stripey.
So would you still layer even if you do have a Copic marker, or how would you make it darker?
You might use a gray that's a similar value. Or you
Okay.
might use a little bit of pencil. And you can use pencil. I'll show you here if I hope I better have something. Boop, boop. So these look, I mean, kind of look almost finished as they are right there. You could mess around with them and risk blowing it. I do want it to be darker. So ways you can darken this without, like, if you have like a, let's see how that, this is not really the right brown. You also can use black colored pencil. Got one down here somewhere. Go. Oh, that's gonna be too much. With colors, sometimes darkening the color, like with woods, using a dark brown instead of black is often better because you get a darker version of the color, not the color with black added to it. So if I add a little bit of this brown in here. Now, one thing I also showed with creating the appearance of like marbling or wood grain, if you take a pencil and draw, like you sort of like turn the pencil while you're drawing, it creates this really kind of like interesting mark that fades out. If this were the type of wood that had grain, because there are some woods that have like a really big grain to them. Um, yeah, it's okay. I don't love it, but I think that mostly if I'm trying to do this like darker, if you put like darker pencil and then do another layer of marker, I think that'll do the trick.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, so like if I have this, no, that didn't really show up very well. Let's see. Brown. What? Oh boy, they really don't want me to be working right now. Hey, Dennis, don't. No, don't. You gotta wait. God, I'm busy. Stop it. Yeah, that's good. Darken it into that corner. It's starting to look pretty. Oh, sorry for the blur. It's starting to look decent. Let me see. I'm going to give this grainy stuff a chance. Okay. I know if I got window here, the side is going to be more illuminated. More marker down over there where that pencil was going to darken it. It's also going to mix it with the marker. Dry. Oh, that's not bad. Good. Then if I want to clean up that edge, I think I'm going to take a brown. Maybe I will use a black pencil here. Where it went. There. Yeah, that's good. For that contour, I might not mix the black in with the color on the surface, but to emphasize my contour, the black pencil can make the edge really, really clear, and that you want. When I start doing all this marker work and the edges all start getting kind of soft, that's too strong. Dang. See? It's too fat. This pencil's not sharp enough. So I probably should just not press so hard. Okay. Yeah. Edge of my window frame right there. Yeah, it's still, I gotta made that a little, this line weight a little too heavy right here. That's okay. That's nice. I gotta, well, once you put marker over pencil, it's kind of sealed into the paper. After, if you haven't done that yet, then you can lighten it. Light wall surfaces. Oh, don't. I kind of got my pencil all mixed in there. This is a warm gray 0, so this has got very little color on it. Just a little bit there. You know, if you have white walls, off-white walls, you want to be really light with shading on the wall. Most markers, one of the reasons I like the Copic markers is that they have the 0 in the grays, and that's lighter than any of the other grays of any other companies. No, stop it. I'm just like mindlessly putting pencil down on that. Just stop. Stop, stop, stop. All right, I feel like I still got a little bit of work to do there. Sometimes shading, like really light. If you want like really light, you want to be careful with it. You can use graphite. The graphite's not, I mean, it's not the same material as the colored pencils or the markers. So if you overuse it, it can kind of look dirty. But it also can be just the right thing to give you something like a gray, the appearance of gray, without getting so dark as the black pencil. Kind of bad. Oh well. Don't do it there. And then sealing. Just kind of like, you can like fade some shading out from the corner. That's about it. You don't have to do a whole lot up there. Good, yeah. Yeah, that's okay. All right.
Could you demonstrate if someone were to have a backsplash?
Yeah. Do you want like backsplash like a tile or just like a, you want the whole, this whole surface?
Sure.
Okay. Well, so I did this with another drawing where it was you know what I did instead? I selected a color. And put it there. So I would recommend that you use, like, I would, always start with marker. Always start lighter than you think you should use. All right, well, I'll try this in. All right, well, let's say this is tiled. There. Okay. So what I'm imagining is, if I do these others, is like a glass tile. Might work. Put in like divisions for some of these, so it's kind of like a long. I'm imagining some stuff I've seen before with like a long, thin glass tile. How's that so far?
Looks good.
It's not so horrible yet. So now, knowing that it's it's transparent material, and the way light hits it, it darkens part of it. There, like that.
Thank you.
Yep. So this, the way that was done, just like, if you know, like the color, like, so if with any of this stuff, if you're thinking, I want a black backsplash with a certain type of tile, look up the tile you would use. You want your cabinets to be a certain color or a certain material, look that stuff up so you have a guide for what you're trying to make it look like. Don't just make it up out of thin air unless you have experience doing stuff like this. I can make this stuff up plausibly out of nothing, just out of memory, but it's because I've done it before. So I do sometimes see that where students will just like, I'll ask where, like, what were you looking at when you decided to use this? They'd say, I just made it up. And I will think it looks like it because it looks, it's like it's hard to, it still happens to me now when I'm doing artwork. If I'm trying to imagine like a landscape, I can imagine and draw and paint a landscape up to a certain point from memory, from things I've done before. But I always reach a point where I have to look at reference images for the details. Okay. This is actually, surprise, surprise. Stick with it. It's actually starting to look decent. I like the cherry and the black. It's a nice combination.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah. Here's my wall color for above. Isn't that going to be nice? With this super saturated green. Wow. Well, this is a drawing assignment, not a design assignment, so not that you should turn off your design sensibility, but I'm just demonstrating different things because I don't assume everyone's going to want their drawing, want to use the same stuff. So the thickness, here's where I can use like the graphite pencil with like the thickness of the countertop. Yeah. Okay. All right. On two more things, I want to do the this like top of this, make it look kind of like show that reflection of the window. And I'm gonna, we're gonna do it with the floor. So with, let me just try some things. So if I know this is the edge of the window and it's bright outside, get that down. So with this like medium value, the medium value brown here for the flooring, that white pencil only shows up so much. So I want to be careful with what I'm doing. I can try like another layer. So just, I'm going to have to spend a little time here and try to figure some things out. A little darker at the edge of the window. That's nice. Ooh, this will be good. I think I know what to do. Yes. A little darker color on the floor, on the board. Give it a little bit more detail. Let's just try this here. So Hope, with your black cabinets here and a reflective flooring, we can expect to see something like darker reflection down in the floor here. Right, so also I'm going to draw through this edge of the reflection in perspective. Hey. This is getting better. This doesn't look so sloppy down here anymore. Is this helpful so far?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Good. 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 So one thing that works. This is how, like, something that works in rendering reflections. If I draw the edge of the board, like there, you would see like a darker edge of the board. If I draw it through that reflection, like if I have a division, like, you know, darker, like stuff is reflected here, this is brighter. If I draw it through it, I show the flooring, but I also show the reflection. All right. I want some of these. Yeah, like I think my sketch in some. Get this here. Good. Yeah, that's okay. I think that's kind of acceptable so far. Just a little bit. more of a commitment. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes you realize you should have left it alone, but oh well. Can't go backwards. Better? Yeah, this is better. So the flooring will have slightly different values to the boards. Some will be lighter, some will be darker. It's too dark. No, not you. There were two of you. There was this one. These two. Yeah, okay, so I have a warm gray, and you could use a cool gray. That's a similar. Yeah, see if this is not, if it's not dark enough, it might work. I'm pulling a little bit of the black pencil down into it, which is why that's working. So I want to just make the floor darker, but I really want to use the same. I don't want to change the color. I don't want to make it look like it's, I don't want to overdo putting the black down in the floor.
So that's a gray you're using right now, and you pulled some of the black pencil.
So I'm using the same color multiple times, but I'm also using a gray. If you have a darker color that is like really like if I were to take this other marker and try to darken the floor with it, it would just make it more colorful, which wouldn't look like the reflection. So you could try something like, even like a little bit of the black pencil. But, I will avoid using the pencil if I can, because the marker looks much more like the surfaces you're trying to draw. So this is getting a little murky from the black pencil mixing with the marker. So I think I'm going to bring some of my color back. Okay. Now, I'm going to let this dry a little bit. I need to put some board edges back in, and then some white. So this is probably, I guess this is probably a good lesson, because I really wasn't sure this was going to work. I mean, I was kind of thinking like that looked pretty, like, just too bad for me to rescue. All right, better? Yeah, see, they put the pencil back over the top of it, and all of a sudden it looks more, it's like the real thing is back. Okay, good. And white, looks like put some white edges on this. Hmm. Yeah. This was this looks really soft up here. That's better. Yeah, I need this to be a little darker. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna quit goofing around with the floor right now. Um, Left all my good markers at school. I'm so disappointed. Oh, there we go. Good. All right. So I'm gonna pull a design shocker, and I'm gonna make this like marble countertop here. So you can see what the other folks saw. If it's a light marble, so with light surfaces, you want to exercise restraint and not overdo it. So if it's a light marble, then I want to just be careful. I'm gonna like work in the corners, especially since I know I've got this window here and there's a reflection. Mm. And is that a good idea? I don't know if it was a good idea. It's already starting to look a little bit shiny just by making this. It's kind of like it's a fade of like some like shading or like depth in the marble. Marble is a translucent stone, so light penetrates it. Before I do any more, I'm going to lighten these. Okay. Not sure if the way I'm doing this, I don't know if I'm going to get a whole lot of, not really going to get a lot of glare from that, glare and reflection from that light, from that window. That's okay. I'm just going to say that this is just like a lighter surface. thanks to that. Oh, I don't want to switch to that. That's what I want. Okay. All right, so the marble veining, similar to what I did right here with like a wood side of the pencil up on the point, keep sort of like rolling the thing back and forth. And get you a close up of this. Fade out. The marble will, like that veining will sort of come and go. It kind of like dives to different depths in the stone. Like that. That's you know, that's plausible and would tell someone that it's marble, and that is doing it in just a few, well, 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. As with everything else, I recommend that if you're trying to imitate a marble surface, you can use this technique, but you should also look at an image of a marble countertop, because there are lots of different types of marble. There are different colors of marble. If it's got a little bit of pink or a little bit of green in it, those are all desirable colors to have. But you wouldn't use the most saturated version of those colors. They're really kind of like dull versions of pink and green. Okay. Hey, this is pretty good. Yeah, that countertop. I could keep messing around with it and try to make it even more special, but you might end up just adding too much and making it look strange. If this is like a granite or aggregate back here for this countertop, probably pencil. If you've got like a really, you'd have to have a really sharp point on the marker, and the brush nib, I think, would not be enough for back here. Thickness a little more. Stippling there. You can see that very well. Yeah, just a little. If you have a surface that's very small back here, there's really only so much you can do to articulate the appearance of the surface. So color, as I say, color is number one. You want to get the color right. You want to make it's like color and surface, and then material. Okay. Now, lastly, before we stop here, exterior. So the exterior, you should be, as again, use restraint. If you don't feel confident that you can draw a good exterior cityscape, then don't. I don't want you to have a nicely rendered interior and then apple trees out here. That would be kind of silly. So don't do that. So let's just say, so here's what I demonstrated yesterday is like the horizon line is the lake line, like the horizon of the lake. A puppy summer, hot summer day cloud. Edge for the lake shoreline. Trees that are bigger and closer to you. There. That's not the greatest tree line, but whatever. Trees are random, seemingly random. Hey, what? I know you're hungry. I'm almost done. Dennis. Okay, come here. Come here. This. Oh my God. Here's the giant cat that's been bothering me for the last hour. I am going to use light gray. Colored pencil. Yeah. I think what I'm going to do here is paint I don't want this blue, this like super strong blue down there. Like that one better. Looks like more like it should be the lake color. Oops. You can't see that. So put some pencil down on tracing paper. Oh, you're getting squeaky. It's actually decent. I feel like I'm a little surprised. Won't mess around with it. Okay. Varying the line weights. Better. We'll lighten it next to the window. I want to show a little bit of like a glare reflection on the edge here so that I know that window is there without, I don't want to overdraw it. green. This is the that's a little to Kelly Green. It's okay. If you have like for an exterior, lighter, it can just be like kind of like lighter and sketchier. And that's good. I would leave it alone just like that before I ruin it. You know, I could, my temptation would be to tinker with this and make it look like a really like pretty landscape. But the focus should be on the interior. The exterior view shouldn't be too cartoony. But here I have some like, oh, I have some deluxe pencils here. Now I don't want the exterior view to be too cartoony, but it doesn't need to be, you know, a painting. Now here I can just extend this over to here and just like do a little bit more like sky, water, maybe a little tree line. Yeah. Okay, we'll darken that a little more. Got some gray pencils that come in handy. All right, that's good. I'm not going to mess around with that too much longer. Lastly, if I can. Well, I did a demonstration for stainless steel. I'm going to need a good marker for that. There. This is kind of a gray on the warm side. Yeah, so as always, look at stainless steel. So stainless steel will give you dull reflections in its surface. And depending on the surface of the stainless, you might get something kind of like, oh, you can't see that. Sorry. Yeah. So that, oh. Go. And then before we go, I'm going to show you a picture Right, so like if this is my refrigerator door, stainless might look something like that. The dull metallic reflection. And let's go to this thing here. Stainless steel fridge. Images. Hey. Get to share the screen. All right, so dull reflection. Do you see that? That is, I mean, like that could be done with some really just like simple layering of gray marker. Like if you see like this surface, so what the, you can, like if you look, looking at this, you can see that what that is, there's something brighter like a window or exterior that is reflected, that's sitting opposite the refrigerator. And let me find one that's more like, yeah, like, so you can even see some of these that show a lot more variation in the gray that really has to do with light in the room or windows. You can see like with this on the left side, it's a cooler strip of light coming from a window. So this is a little, that's pretty exaggerated, but it's a photograph, so it's real. All right. And I think if we try, I'm just going to go with images of no, rendering stainless steel videos. There are a whole bunch, and you can check out something.
The old masters had secretive.
We don't need to listen to this man. What a headache. Skip ads. All right, let's see what this guy does. So with this process of stainless steel, if you learn this, like this is something you should practice. But you can learn how to do this just like by following steps and then just trust the process. So he's got a clear blender and then a medium light gray. All right, so if you look up, this one is a little bit darker. It's a little darker reflection. And you commit to making those long, bold strokes with the marker. So if you use the blender to blend it that way, you got to do it soon after you put the marker down so that the marker doesn't have a chance to completely dry before you put that down there. Now, I think he's overdoing it. So something like that. All right. I think that's about enough. I've had enough. I need to stop for the day. So let me know if you have questions, and keep working. Work on your drawings, and if you can get them done for next week, great. I would ideally want you to have them done for by Wednesday next week, if you're coming to class, so you can turn it in to me. If because of the strange way we're meeting for classes, if you need more time, take more time. I'd rather you do a good job, but don't take too much time because you also need to get started on the next thing. All right.
Thanks, Duffy.